Namaste friends, I am Jayalakshmi Ravichandran signing in on behalf of Magic Needles. This day I am here with letter U as fillet. This is cursive capital letter. How to work fillet and how to work for chainless foundation DCs are available as separate video links in the description box below. To work this fillet, all the odd number rows are read from right to left and the even number rows are read from left to right and worked. The very first row contains 20 solid squares or 61 DCs. Second, third and fourth rows contain one solid square on either side of them with 18 open squares in between them. The fifth row, one solid square to begin with, 3, 6, 9, 10. 10 open squares, 4 solid squares, 4 open squares and 1 solid square. The sixth row is 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares, 3 open squares, 1 solid square. The rest are all open squares ending with a solid square as the last one. The seventh row, 1 solid square, 8 open squares, 1 solid square, 5 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares ending with a solid square. Then 8th row, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 2 solid squares, 4 open squares, 1 solid square and the rest are open squares ending with a solid square. The 9th row, 1 solid square, 7 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares, 5 open squares ending with a solid square. The 10th row, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares, 1 open square, 2 solid squares, 3 open squares, 1 solid square. All the rest are open squares ending with a solid square. The 11th row, 1 solid square, 6 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 1 solid square, 1 open square, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square. 12th row, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 2 open squares and 1 solid square. The 13th row, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares, 6 open squares, 4 solid squares, 3 open squares and 1 solid square. 14th, 15th and 16th rows have 1 solid square on either side with 18 open squares in between them, and the 17th row is as usual 20 solid squares or 61 DCs. Thank you friends for watching. Have a nice day.